Most people in the manifestation and law of attraction world spend their time chasing after desires like a magnet that doesn't work. They affirm, they visualize, they repeat mantras, but deep inside, they're still trying to attract something that feels far away. And here's the hard truth: when you're trying to attract, you're actually reinforcing the fact that you don't already have it. Imagine tuning a radio. If you're not on the right frequency, you won't hear the song you want no matter how loudly you twist the volume knob. Life works exactly the same way. It's not about trying harder. It's about tuning better. Your energy is a frequency broadcast, like a radio station. What you think, feel, and embody every second of your life is what sets your station. If you're tuned to lack, frustration, or desperation, the universe matches that signal with more experiences of lack and frustration. But when you stop chasing and instead begin aligning, tuning yourself into the frequency of what you desire, something radical shifts. You stop being the seeker and become the receiver. Attraction doesn't need force. It needs resonance. So the real secret isn't about calling things in. It's about becoming the energetic match to what you want. Once you embody that shift, manifestation stops being a chase and starts being a natural flow. Think about how Wi-Fi works. You don't have to beg your phone to connect to the internet. It just needs the right password and the right frequency. If you have those two things, the connection is instant. The universe operates under the same principle. Your desires already exist, vibrating in another layer of reality. They're not far away, they're just on another frequency. Trying to attract them is like standing in front of your Wi-Fi router and screaming, "Please connect me!" It doesn't work. Instead, what works is matching the vibration, sensing with the frequency. This is why tuning your energy is infinitely more powerful than chasing after results. For instance, if you want financial abundance but your inner dialogue is filled with, "I'm broke, I'm struggling, I can't make ends meet," you're tuned to scarcity. You can repeat, "I am rich," 1,000 times, but the frequency doesn't shift until you genuinely begin to feel, believe, and act as if abundance is your natural state. That's tuning. The law of attraction isn't a pulling mechanism. It's a resonance system. It mirrors what you are, not what you're begging for. So instead of begging, instead of waiting, you vibrate. Instead of asking endlessly, you embody the answer now. The reason so many people get frustrated with manifestation techniques is because they confuse activity with alignment. They think the more vision boards they make, the more hours they meditate, or the more times they write affirmations in a journal, the faster things will manifest. But the truth is, manifestation doesn't respond to effort. It responds to energy. If you're doing all those practices but deep inside you're doubting, worrying, or feeling unworthy, your true frequency hasn't shifted. The universe reads that signal louder than the surface actions. This is why tuning your frequency is the ultimate key. You don't need to force or manipulate reality. You simply need to adjust your vibration until it resonates with what you want. Think of yourself as a tuning fork. When you strike one tuning fork, another fork tuned to the same pitch will begin vibrating automatically. It doesn't need force, it doesn't need effort. Just resonance. That's the secret behind tuning. If your vibration resonates with love, peace, wealth, or joy, those things begin echoing back to you effortlessly. This is why people who stop trying and instead start being often experience rapid shifts. They've learned the art of frequency over the struggle of effort. So how do you actually tune your frequency? The first step is awareness. You cannot shift what you don't observe. Begin by listening to your dominant emotional states throughout the day. Are you mostly anxious, frustrated, doubtful, or hopeless? Or do you carry moments of peace, joy, gratitude, and clarity? Those states are your frequency indicators. They tell you where you're currently tuned. Many people live unconsciously, letting fear, scarcity, and comparison dominate their energy. And then they wonder why life feels heavy, resistant, and empty. Once you recognize your state, you can choose differently. Gratitude, for example, is a powerful frequency tuner. When you authentically feel grateful, you shift from lack to abundance. When you express love, even silently, you shift from fear to connection. When you cultivate inner peace, you shift from chaos to clarity. These aren't just positive thinking tricks. They are literal vibrational shifts. Over time, tuning becomes a habit, just like brushing your teeth. And when it becomes natural, the results feel miraculous. Opportunities appear, relationships blossom, money flows, and health improves. Not because you forced attraction, but because you tuned yourself into resonance with that reality. Another powerful principle in tuning your frequency is identity. Your identity is your strongest frequency signal. You can try to attract abundance, but if deep down your identity is, "I'm someone who struggles financially," that signal overrides everything else. The subconscious mind is built to stay consistent with identity because identity feels safe. Even if the identity is painful, it's still familiar. This is why affirmations fail for so many people. They're trying to plaster new beliefs on top of an old identity. But when you shift identity, your frequency transforms instantly. Instead of saying, "I want to be abundant," you begin saying, "I am someone who naturally creates abundance." Instead of saying, "I'm trying to find love," you embody, "I am love, and I radiate it everywhere I go." Notice the difference. The first version is chasing, the second is tuning. When you anchor into a new identity, the universe reorganizes itself around that vibration, and the most powerful part is this: you don't even have to attract anymore. You become. And when you become, everything that resonates with your new identity finds you without struggle. That's the magic of frequency. One of the most misunderstood concepts in manifestation is waiting. People often say, "I've done the affirmations, I've visualized, now I'm waiting for the universe to deliver." But waiting creates energetic distance. Waiting is rooted in lack, because when you wait, you're silently telling yourself, "It's not here yet. I don't have it now." And the universe mirrors that feeling back. Instead of waiting, shift into living. Live as if what you desire is already part of your reality. For example, if you're manifesting better health, act like someone who values and enjoys a healthy lifestyle. Eat the food that nourishes your body. Breathe deeply, move with joy. That isn't waiting, that's tuning. If you're manifesting love, treat yourself with the same respect and affection you'd want a partner to give. You stop waiting for someday and start embodying today. This subtle shift pulls you out of waiting energy and places you directly into receiving energy. When you're tuned into the frequency of having, rather than wanting, the universe has no choice but to reflect that state back to you. That's why people who truly embody their desires often experience sudden miracles. They're not waiting, they're living in the vibration now. Another key element in frequency tuning is emotional mastery. Your emotions are like a broadcast tower, sending signals out every second. Most people, however, let their emotions be controlled by circumstances. Something good happens, they feel happy. Something bad happens, they feel upset. That's reactive living, and it keeps your frequency unstable. To truly master tuning, you must become the one who chooses emotions, instead of being at their mercy. This doesn't mean suppressing feelings. It means consciously guiding them. For instance, if you wake up feeling low, you can choose gratitude by listing 5 things that are working in your life right now. If fear creeps in, you can soothe yourself by reminding your nervous system that you are safe in this moment. If frustration arises, you can redirect it into focused energy, asking, "How can I use this to create growth?" Emotional mastery doesn't make life perfect. It makes your vibration stable. And stability is key to tuning. Think of it like holding a radio dial steady instead of constantly switching stations. The longer you stay tuned to joy, love, or peace, the stronger your signal becomes. And as your signal strengthens, reality has no choice but to adjust to match it. Let's explore a metaphor. Imagine walking into a room filled with musical instruments. If you strike a piano key, the strings vibrate. Now, If there's a guitar in the room, its strings tuned to the same frequency will begin to vibrate, even without being touched. This is called sympathetic resonance, and it's a law of physics. Manifestation works on the exact same principle. When you tune yourself to abundance, everything that vibrates with abundance in your environment begins to respond. Opportunities find you, people suddenly want to collaborate, and money flows in unexpected ways. But here's the catch: if you're striking the wrong note, say fear or desperation, the universe echoes that instead. People ignore you, doors close, money slips away. This is why effort alone doesn't guarantee results. Hard work on the wrong frequency is like playing the wrong note louder. It still doesn't resonate. But once you strike the right note, even softly, the whole room responds. That's why tuning is infinitely more powerful than pushing. You don't need to control every outcome. You just need to get your inner strings vibrating in harmony with the reality you want. So what does tuning actually feel like in daily life? It feels effortless. When you're tuned, there's no anxiety about whether your desire will come. There's a calm inner knowing, a quiet confidence. You begin to notice synchronicities, little signs, coincidences, and nudges from the universe that show you're aligned. Instead of feeling desperate, you feel magnetic. Instead of asking, when will it come? You start saying, of course it's coming. Tuning shifts your state from grasping to flowing. And when you flow, reality bends. For instance, people who tune into abundance often find money showing up in unexpected ways: a refund, a new client, a bonus, or even a gift. People tuned into love suddenly notice new connections or receive affection from surprising places. Health improvements, creative breakthroughs, career opportunities, all of these arise as side effects of tuning. The beauty is that you don't have to micromanage the process. The how, when, and where are none of your business. Your only job is the frequency. When your vibration matches your vision, the universe handles the logistics. Here's a truth that can change everything: tuning your frequency is not about pretending. It's about embodying. Many people confuse acting as if with faking it, and that creates resistance. Pretending says, I'm not there yet, but I'll play along. Embodying says, this is who I am, and I live it now. See the difference? Pretending keeps you in lack. Embodying places you in alignment. For example, if you're manifesting wealth, pretending would look like maxing out credit cards to look rich. That's desperation. Embodying, however, would mean carrying yourself with confidence, treating money with respect, and trusting that abundance flows naturally. If you're manifesting love, pretending might mean forcing a smile and hoping someone notices. Embodying would mean radiating genuine joy, taking care of yourself, and showing up as the best version of you. When you embody, your frequency becomes authentic, and authenticity is irresistible. People, opportunities, and resources flow toward authenticity because it carries truth. And truth is magnetic, so stop pretending, stop trying to fake it till you make it. Instead, embody the frequency now. That's when the magic unfolds. Most people think they need to fight for what they want, but fighting is a frequency of resistance. When you fight, you send out the signal that this is hard, and the universe reflects that back to you. Tuning, on the other hand, it's not about force, it's about flow. When you stop fighting, you begin receiving. Imagine swimming with the current instead of against it. You move faster with less effort. That's the secret of tuning your frequency. Your thoughts create the blueprint, but your emotions power the signal. If you think of abundance but feel fear, the frequency doesn't match. That's why most affirmations don't work. They're just words without feeling. To tune correctly, you must feel it as real. Feel the relief, the joy, the gratitude now. Emotion is the amplifier of manifestation. Without emotional alignment, thoughts are just noise. With emotion, they become music. Silence is another powerful tuner. In silence, you reset your vibration. Our world is filled with noise, news, opinions, social media, all of which disrupt your frequency. When you spend time in stillness, you return to your natural state of clarity. In that space, you can choose a frequency consciously instead of being dragged by external chaos. Silence isn't empty, it's where alignment happens. The universe doesn't respond to what you want. It responds to who you are being. If you want love but embody loneliness, loneliness repeats. If you want success but embody doubt, failure shows up. But when you embody the state of already having, the world rearranges itself to match. Reality is a mirror, and your frequency is the reflection you see. When you master tuning, life becomes magical. You stop chasing. You stop begging. You stop waiting. Instead, you live as if it's already yours, and it shows up. The shift from trying to attract to tuning your frequency is the difference between stress and flow, between scarcity and abundance, between struggle and miracles. Once you learn this, manifestation stops being a secret and starts being your natural state. Energy doesn't lie. You can say all the right words. You can post positive quotes. But if deep down you're vibrating fear or doubt, that's what the universe hears. People feel your energy before they hear your voice. That's why some walk into a room and instantly attract attention, while others are invisible. It's not luck, it's frequency. When your energy is tuned to confidence, joy, and love, you become magnetic without trying. Gratitude is the master frequency. Nothing raises your vibration faster. When you're grateful, you're telling the universe, I already have. I already am. That's the exact opposite of lack. Gratitude tunes you directly into abundance. Even in difficult times, if you find one thing to appreciate, you shift the entire frequency of your day. Gratitude isn't just a mindset hack. It's a vibrational portal to miracles. Your environment also matters. If you surround yourself with negativity, complaining people, chaotic spaces, toxic habits, you'll stay on that low station. Tuning your frequency means curating your environment. Choose uplifting voices, inspiring spaces, and habits that align with your higher self. Energy is contagious. Protect your vibration the way you'd protect your health, because in truth, they are the same. Manifestation isn't about someday, it's about now. The only moment you can tune your frequency is this one. Not next week, not when conditions improve, but right here. If you want to live in abundance, breathe it in now. If you want love, radiate it now. If you want peace, embody it now. The future is simply the echo of the vibration you choose today. Here's the ultimate secret: stop trying, start being. When you stop chasing, you stop pushing your desire further away. When you start tuning, you pull it into the present. You don't have to attract, you just have to align. Life is a frequency game, and the winners are those who master their inner signal. Tune your frequency, and everything you've been chasing will begin chasing you. That's the power of resonance.